Welcome back to my channel. Today is a little bit of a departure from my usual sociology focused content, but it is all related because I am on a mission to show you that sociology students sociology graduates as well, can put their mind to and pursue whatever career they want. And for me personally, this is in UX design, user experience design. And so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I landed 2 UX projects without a design degree and being a sociology graduate at that as well. So I'm also going to be filming a Q&A video soon. So if you have any questions about absolutely anything sociology, graduating as a sociology student, finding a job, any of that stuff, comment below and I'll make sure to get to it in that video. But anyway, let's get into today's video. So let's get into why UX projects are important. Now, we're all familiar with the double bind of not having enough experience and therefore not being able to get a job, but not being able to get a job and therefore having no experience. So for UX design, this is really important because a variety of people get into UX without having a design background. And for me, being a sociology graduate, this is no different. And so I've been trying to build up as much experience as I can from various sources in different ways. And one of these ways is self-initiated projects and also getting pro bono projects and other projects as well. So that's what I'm going to be talking about specifically in this video. And why they're important is just to show that you've got initiative, you're a self-starter, you can, create projects for yourself. And it's just important to get experience. Experience is the most important thing. And, when it comes to being a designer, you have to be well-versed in a variety of different scenarios. Theory is great, and I'm doing the Google UX course, which I have yet to finish. But, if you want my thoughts on that, definitely let me know in the comments. But yeah, theory isn't all that. Theory is important, but actually what I've learned from being in a design role in my internship is that theory is great and it can inform your decisions. But when it comes to real life scenarios, you might find you have to cut a process or two because there are time constraints, money constraints, a lot of other constraints such as the business goals and deadlines from other parts of the company that you need to adhere to. So this is why having a lot of experience around different projects is important for when you get into the workplace as a designer. In this section, I'm going to talk about what my projects were and how I found them. So the first ever project I did was actually pro bono. Pro bono basically being a fancy industry name for free. So we're doing a project for free. And I figured that this would be a good opportunity for me to actually explore what I enjoy doing, who I enjoy working for, what types of projects I enjoy, and being kind of low commitment. As there's no really high expectation because it's a free project. And I decided it would actually be really nice to be able to help a charity. So I signed up for various websites where they match you with charities that need your help. So Catch a Fire and also UX Rescue. And I'm sure there are others, and I will link them in the comments below as well if you're interested. So the first project that I actually found was for a charity called Second Chance Studios, and they help and train formerly incarcerated people into media jobs, because I think it's such a good opportunity for people, and it's just a really unique proposition that I actually hadn't thought of before or heard of. So I kind of put myself forward for their advertisement on Catch a Fire, which is where I found them, and it was titled a minor website update. And so I thought that would be a good place to start for me. I don't want to start with a project that requires me to design a website from scratch because I might get really overwhelmed and all that. So I applied. There's an application process that you go through, which I'm showing you on screen now, and after you submit it, they will review it and see if you're a good match, and then go for a call, set a call, outline the project, the timeline and all of that. And that's what we did. We did a kickoff call, and basically my role was outlined because obviously on the description of the project, not everything can be put on there. So when you get on the call, you can ask questions, clarify all these things. So that's what I did, and it was pretty successful. It was great. I also learned a few things on the way. We did the website update on Squarespace, which I'm not the biggest fan of now that I've worked on it. Seriously, I don't understand why all these YouTubers are promoting Squarespace. As a designer, I don't think it's that great. Anyway, feel free to challenge me respectfully in the comments on that. But the second website update, no, not a second website update, my second project is paid actually, and it's for yet another charity. And I find working for charities really rewarding because you know that your work is going to be impactful in some way, shape, or form. And this charity is actually BSEEN, which stands for Britain's East and Southeast Asian Network. And I'm really passionate about this because this relates to my identity, and this project is actually for ESEA Heritage Month, which is going on right now at the time of filming in September. This is the first ever EC Heritage Month. You know, there's South Asian Heritage Month and all that, so BSEEN thought it would be really good and really empowering for EC people in the UK to have this month. And this project is actually to showcase the stories of the Vietnamese boat people who fled from Vietnam for various reasons during that time. And my job is to create a multimedia website scrolling experience to share those stories. And it's definitely taken me a little bit out of my comfort zone. I'm working on Webflow, which I absolutely adore and absolutely recommend. It's a little bit of a learning curve, but once you get the hang of it, it really does a lot. It's very versatile. So yeah, that's been basically my projects. And how you can find these projects it varies very much depending on the project that you're looking for. So with the charity project that I'm working on right now with BSEEN, they were actually advertising looking for a visual designer or interaction designer. So I applied anyway, knowing that I don't have the most experience in the world, but we had the interview, they liked what I had to say, they liked my vision, and it aligned with theirs. So that's how I got it. But it really depends. But now I want to talk about self-initiated projects. And this is one that causes a lot of debate in the UX world. They're like, should you make up projects? Should you not make up projects? Because on one hand, made up projects show that you have initiative and you are kind of gearing yourself towards the industry that you're interested in. However, some people might think that self-initiated projects, fake briefs aren't actually helpful because they're not real life scenarios. So yeah, that's kind of the debate that's out there. In my opinion, I have done a few self-initiated projects and I can relate to these arguments. While they are useful, yes, some of the scenarios that I picked were definitely not realistic. Like I made an accommodation finder app, I made the UI for that, but then for another one, I redesigned a website of a company that I was working for. So it really depends on the context of the website. And one advice I found really helpful from Lizzie Q, who has a channel that is really helpful for those of you starting UX, getting into UX with no design background. Her piece of advice is to actually gear your self-initiated projects towards the industry and kind of topics that you want to work for. So if you're interested in working for fintech companies, then find a scenario within fintech that you can create a self-initiated project around. If you're looking to go into charity sector, why don't you find a project or a need in the charity sector that you can fill the gap with your UX skills? So that's how I would advise you to do that. And other channels I find really helpful is Charlie Chung. She does UX. She recently transitioned into being a senior UX designer. And also Kim Tang, who I connected through Instagram with, and she's lovely, and she documents her life as a UX designer in ASOS at the moment, so that's really cool. But yeah, that's about it to my video today. If you have any questions, I'll probably do some more videos documenting my journey transitioning into UX as a sociology graduate with no design background. If you want to know more about my story, let me know and I can make a video about that. That's about it for today's video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!